Yeah. Um, Good evening, candidates. I wanted people to come at the 10:15 p.m., but not many have come so far. It doesn't matter. I will start the session as it is. Today, I am going on live. Candidates, the if say for people who have become members of our group, I have shared a link like this. ऐसा भी एक link आप लोग को share किया है. ఎవరేదో రెమిట్ చేశారో వాడికి ఏ లింక్ ఇచ్చేసాము. In this link, you have these subject-related questions. Subject-related questions: chemical engineering, chemistry interview, civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, commerce interview questions are there. But if your subject is not there, don't worry. You can search google.com. Your subject, you put it, then related interview questions, you search like that, you will get it. And then I have given you Mica magazines here. Then this one is Bankers ADDA interview booklet. Bankers ADDA interview booklet also I have given. I wanted you people to go through this. Now I think some people have come online. Let me check up who are all present here now. I think we have Dana Ramya, then Raman Saini, then Shreyans. Dana Ramya, please tell
Good
me
evening, sir.
what is the role played by banks in a nation's economy? Dana Ramya, can you please speak now? Dana Ramya, excuse me, are you there or not? Dana Ramya, are you there or not? Then Raman Saini, are you able to listen to me?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Raman Saini, are
Yes,
you able
sir.
to listen to me? No.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Acha, 1 minute. I think I have switched off something here. Some mistake I have done here. Yeah, Raman Saini, you are able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm here to.
Raman Saini, what is your degree?
Sir, I'm pursuing an integrated course in chemical engineering, sir, NIT Rourkela, Odisha.
Acha. You are
Hello,
going
sir.
for...
Sir, good evening, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Good evening, Dana Ramya. Because there was some mistake on my part also. I had switched off the sound.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Dana Ramya, please tell
Yes,
me what is the role played by banks in a nation's economy?
Sir, in a nation's economy, banks play the main backbone of the nation. The deposits and other lending and every stuff the bank makes that decides the economy of the country. Many companies and other firms are wholly dependent on a bank. Like everything starts from a bank, your business and all such stuffs, and the nation's currency and all other stakes are managed by banks, and banks play an important role and a backbone in a nation.
You repeated the same point twice, Bank play an important role and the backbone of the economy.
Yes,
This point you have told me twice. Doesn't matter, but then in a real interview, you will not have this much time to speak. Within the limited time, you must communicate important points that comes to your mind. For example, the point you told, like say, banks play important role is okay. It's not a bad thing. But here we are wanting specific things. What is the role played by banks? You could have told banks help people develop saving habit. Banks help them keep their money safely in the bank. Bank also pays interest to the depositors. And in turn, bank gives loan to people who are in need of money for starting a business. That thereby more industries are started, more employment opportunities are created, and more production takes place, more economy also is moving. Now you can tell, thus bank is playing, banks are playing, are the backbone of our economy, something like that. Could you follow?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Not that what you told was not correct. It was really good only. For federal bank, this is sufficient. Whatever you have said is sufficient because they want only good communication skill. That way you have satisfied that point. Now let me come to Rajiv. Rajiv, are you there with us now?
Yes, sir. I joined just before.
Just now. Rajiv, you are going for IBPS or
Sir, I am going for Federal Bank, sir, and I got the interview date also, sir.
Which date is your interview?
23rd, sir.
23rd. Okay. You decide about a date you want for mock interview, message me. Okay.
Yes, sir. I'll let you know, sir.
Very good. Rajiv, please tell me what is KYC?
Sir, KYC is know my customer. So it
No.
is an
No, please start again.
sorry,
Rajiv.
know your customer. Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
KYC is
Continue.
know your customer. KYC is know your customer. This is the process through which banks verify their customer through some of their authenticized data like Aadhaar card, PAN card.
Yeah. Tell me. That's all. Only this much you can speak on this because it's a very important topic. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
a
Yes,
very
sir.
important topic. You must be able to tell more points. I think I will ask Raman Saini. Raman Saini, please tell me what is KYC?
Sir, KYC is the stands on know your customer. Sir, it is the main authentication to provide the details of a customer to the bank so that they can verify the customer who are going to open an account in that particular bank. And sir, this one, sir, from my end, sir.
Actually, I think
Yes,
I
sir.
must have. Yeah. Can anyone try this question now? I asked simple open question. Tell me about KYC. Open question. Who can volunteer to answer? Among
Sir, I
five.
can add some additional point.
Yeah, please. No, don't. No additional point. You have to answer it fully. Fully कर दीजिए. Arman Kaur.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'll try. The full form of KYC is Know Your Customer. It refers to authenticating our customers' verification IDs, their data, like their name, their residential address, their income, etc., whatever we need for bank. And without KYC, a person cannot have a full-fledged working account. They can only have a basic account.
Good. That's right. Actually, your answer is okay. But then for a question like this, you could have told, know your customer. This is a mandatory requirement by RBI. Banks are compelled to get it done. And the following 6 documents, any one of the 6 documents can be produced. Of course, PAN card cannot be a full authentication. They will have to give another address proof also. You should remember the 6 documents and tell them. This KYC is done in order to avoid benami transactions and also to avoid, say, money laundering. Then they will go into the question, what is money laundering? Shreyans, can you tell me what is money laundering?
Sir, yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Money laundering is a unethical process and usually in this process happens is that an unknown person tries various means to transfer the money from the customer account to his account.
Are you
That's
sure
it,
it is
sir.
correct? Are you sure it is correct? No, you are a bank officer. How can you tell me this answer? Shreyans, no? Yeah. What is money laundering? Just a minute.
Sorry, sir. I think I do not have any idea about it. As for me.
You are told wrongly. Money laundering. Supposing we go like this, money laundering means the concealment of the origins of the illegally obtained money, typically by means of transfers involving foreign banks or illegitimate businesses or legitimate businesses, correct? See, the point is money laundering means making black money into white money. What is black money? A money over which tax has not been paid, or money received through illegal means, or say smuggling or illegal activities. That much money is made into white money. That process should be avoided, and that is why KYC is done. This is a very simple question for beginners in banking, especially for those candidates who are going for federal bank interview. Good. Now, who can answer me this question? How will you differentiate a bank as, say, a foreign bank or a private sector bank or a public sector bank? How will you differentiate a bank? Which bank will you call it as a foreign bank? Which bank you will call as public sector bank? Who can answer this question? Please raise your hand. Sir, whatever answer I give, you are telling wrong. So I don't want to tell. That's what you all tell me. Is it so? Acha, Rajiv is trying. Good. Good, Rajiv. Rajiv, come. Rajiv, tell me, what is a...
Sir, may I speak? Raman
yes.
Saini, sir.
Raman Saini, speak.
Yes, sir. Sir, foreign bank are those who are having the headquarters outside the India, or they are the working in the India, providing their services to the customers here. And public sector bank are those in which the government has the maximum stakes, and private sector bank, the government is the RBI is only a regulatory body in that private sector bank, but the ownership from the different sectors, from the financial institutions, from the foreigners also there in the private sector bank.
Not bad. Harman Kaur, can you improve his answer? Can you improvise the answer? Harman Kaur.
Okay, sir, I'll try.
Yeah.
Public sector bank is a bank in which the majority share, that is 51%, is owned by the government of India.
51% and above. 51%
yes, sir,
and above.
51% and above is owned by the government of India. And private sector bank is one in which the majority share, that is 51% and above, is owned by a private entity. It can be any individual or even a corporate. And regarding foreign banks, they are owned by a foreign entity. Actually, they are regulated both. Regarding foreign banks, they are regulated both by the RBI and the country in which they are having their headquarters. So they are under dual regulation.
Good, not bad. But the only point here is foreign banks are those banks which have got their registered offices abroad. That's what Raman told correctly. But only thing is, after telling that, you should give two examples, at least HSBC, then
Yes,
Standard
sir.
Chartered Bank, Standard
Yes, sir.
Chartered Bank. Then tell
Yes.
public sector bank, tell two examples, Bank of Baroda,
Okay, sir.
State Bank of India. Then come to private sector bank, tell Federal Bank, then ICICI Bank. If you tell, if you tell Federal Bank and ICICI Bank, that's correct. Now then there can be a question like this. Now in the case of, what is the difference between the banks like say ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank on one line? On the other line, we have a Federal Bank, Dhanalakshmi Bank, South Indian Bank, City Union Bank, Karur Vaishya Bank. What is the difference between these two sets of banks?
Sir, one is sir old private sector bank, and the other is new private sector bank.
Good. Now, to start a new private sector bank, how much of capital is now required?
500 crores, sir.
Correct. Good. Excellent. 500 crores are required now for starting a new private sector bank. And these banks like ICICI, HDFC, etc. have been started with that much capital. Whereas banks like Federal Bank and all, their capital is not 500. Their total capital and reserves may be high, but capital alone is not over 500 crore. So that is the point. Very good. You told nicely. And incidentally, you are appearing for which bank interview? IBPS or Federal?
Federal Bank, sir.
Then you must tell me what is the capital of Federal Bank, roughly.
Sir, 25 billion US dollar.
No, not that. What you are telling is market capitalization. I am asking, what is the Federal Bank capital? I think we can get it from moneycontrol.com. There is a site. From there also we can get it. Or we have to go through the page. And now, Hare Baba, the share price is going up now. It is 140. It is now going up 140. Good. And I was told that the share price is only 2 rupees. Somewhere I read one day, the share price of our Federal Bank is only 2 rupees share. And capital, anybody could understand. I think somewhere else I have given, 1 minute. I have given where in the last year question papers, it is given some 322 crores or so. Did anybody saw that?
The Federal Bank interview questions 2021.
It is there now. 1 minute. Federal Bank interview questions. Just a minute.
So this year it's now about 420 crores, sir.
Now it is 420 crores. Good. Like that, you should try to update yourself. And I suggest, especially commerce students and finance students, you please go to moneycontrol.com and try to get to know. And there is one market capitalization also. It's a huge number. I am not remembering the number. You must be able to tell what is market capitalization. Any commerce student here now? Commerce finance student here? What is market capitalization? Market capitalization means number of shares issued by our bank into the market price as on date. That is known as market capitalization. That is why sometimes you see in the newspapers, companies like Amazon, etc., they have lost in market capitalization when their share prices go down. When their share prices go down, the market capitalization also comes down. So you must be aware of this. Now, incidentally, Federal Bank boys, please tell me what is SEBI? Others can also answer. For example, IBPS people can also answer. What is SEBI?
Sir, SEBI is a statutory regulatory body that that protects the rights, protects the interest of the investors, and it also prevents from the fraudulent practices in the buying and selling of securities.
Good. It was told by Kirti.
Yes, sir.
Kirti, you are from which place?
Sir, MP.
Madhya Pradesh. Oh, you are a commerce student.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Baba, then you have come at the right time. Please tell me what is a balance sheet?
Sir, balance sheet is the statement that shows the assets and liabilities of a company at a particular date, and it also shows the financial position of the company at that date.
For what are the banks using the bank's balance sheet?
Sorry, sir?
For which purpose banks are using the balance sheet of companies, their customers?
Sir, to ascertain the financial position of the bank.
Let me repeat the question. For which purposes banks are using the financial statements or balance sheets of the customers?
Sir, to get to know about the credit worthiness of the person before lending loans and advances to them.
Very good. Why did you tell wrongly in the first time?
Sir, I didn't understand the question.
So the lesson to be learned is, in interviews, before answering, we should try to understand clearly. Where we are not understanding clearly, once or twice, you can ask the interviewer to repeat the questions.
Yes,
Excuse me, sir, I couldn't hear properly. Please repeat. You can request once or twice maximum. So very
yes,
good. You told nicely to ascertain the credit worthiness of the customer.
Yes, sir.
How will you ascertain the credit worthiness of the customer using the balance sheet?
Sir, by checking the amount of assets that he holds and the operation of the income through the operational activities.
Is it fully correct answer? You are an MBA. You
Sir,
are an MBA, correct?
Sir, MCOM.
MCOM. You are an MCOM. Yes. Is it sufficient? Can I accept this as a full answer?
No, sir, it can be improved.
Now, is there any other commerce or finance candidates who can answer this? No, this is a very, very simple question. Financial statements are used to ascertain the creditworthiness of the customer. First class. The creditworthiness of the customer is ascertained by going through the balance sheet by ascertaining the various ratios. We try to ascertain the various ratios of the particular companies based on their balance sheet. And once we arrive at the ratios, we compare the ratios with the normal ratios that other companies are similar companies are having. And if it is at variance, the reason, therefore, we try to ascertain and satisfy ourselves the customer is deserving our credit. Of course, simply balance sheet alone will not do. The bankers are also going to verify the credit worthiness of the customer by going through the projections or the papers that are submitted by them, and whether the assumptions are correct and whether the economic feasibility will be arrived. Do you follow? And the common ratios that are used by bankers. Common ratios that are used by bankers. I will come to it. That is, can you tell me something about current ratio, Kirti?
Yes, sir. Current ratio is determined by current assets upon current liabilities.
कुछ बताइए उसका बारे में.
Sir, it shows it shows whether a person. Sorry, sir. I need to recall.
I think, are you seeing on the screen? See, this, what I am now showing you will take you through the answer for the previous question. Can you read this ratio analysis?
Sir, I'm unable to see.
It's not shown to you?
No, sir. I'm
You are working on with say cell phone.
no, sir. I'm using laptop.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible now.
Now this is the another, doesn't matter. We may not have time to go through this. So what I think, I am giving you the link of this in our Telegram page.
Yes.
Sivan2020, that Telegram page, and the paid group. There is a paid group for you there also. I'm posting it. Please go through that. Okay, afterwards.
Yes. Sure, sir.
Yeah, that will be better now. Where are we now? Stop share, because I'm not able to reach that place. Yeah, this is what we were doing. So again, you must be able to know about the various. Can you tell me current ratio you told correctly? Can you tell me some other ratios?
Sir, one is debt equity ratio.
Good.
But I didn't know the formula.
No,
I need
actually here liquidity ratios, they measure a company's ability to pay off its short-term debts as they become due using the company's current or quick assets. Liquidity ratios include current ratio, quick ratio, and working capital ratio. Then solvency ratios, also called as financial leverage ratios, compare a company's debt levels with its assets, equity, and earnings to evaluate the likelihood of a company staying afloat over the long haul by paying off its long-term debt as well as the interest on its debt. Example, solvency ratios include the debt equity ratios, debt assets ratio, interest coverage ratio. This is not familiar. This one is familiar. Then profitability ratio. These ratios convey how well the company can generate profits from its operations. Profit margin, return on assets, return on equity, return on capital, and gross margins are examples of profitability ratios. Then efficiency ratios, they are turnover ratio, inventory turnover, and days in sales inventory. These things, as commerce students, you must be able to explain what is turnover. What is a turnover, Kirti? Kirti, what is turnover? Turnover means the sales, overall sales. In other words, in terms of banking accounts, turnover means the total credits made in the account during the particular period. Coverage ratios, this is debt service coverage ratio. Then market prospect, it's a new one I am saying. Market prospect ratio, dividend yield, P by E ratio, profit by equity ratio, earnings per share, dividend payout ratio, and all these things for people who are analyzing credit, they must be familiar with them. Okay, this is what I would like to tell you. I think it is getting late now, 10:30. What is the time now? 10:45 now? Yeah.
Yes,
Anyhow,
10:40.
thank you. And I told you there will be a change in the timings for the class from did I give the date as 17th or 18th? What is the date?
17, sir.
Yeah.
17th, sir.
Yeah, from 17th, at what time shall we meet? If I come at 9 o'clock here for me, it will be 10:30 p.m. for you, 10:30 a.m. for you, 10:30 a.m. Is it okay? 10:30 to 11:15 we will study, 11:15 or 11:10, depending on the commitments I have. Is it okay? Yeah. Let me just see you. From tomorrow, the classes will be at 10:30 a.m. I know, are there some of you working? Any of you are working? If you are working, I will post the video in our paid Telegram group. You can see that later on. Okay. Thank you. And in fact, today This video is going on live in our YouTube also.